slain.
Hey out there, it's Doc, here with another upload for you. We're playing Halo Reach today, and if you know me in my personal life or otherwise, don't really play Halo. Played Halo 2 a little bit, but not enough to be a pro or anything of that nature. So this is really my first Halo experience, and definitely my first Halo experience with online matchmaking, deathmatch, whatever you want to call it. So I have no idea what this map is called, to be honest. I want to say Powerhouse, maybe, but don't quote me on that. It's just a classic Slayer, if I'm not mistaken. And so I've had sort of a rough time going with the Halo Reach thus far. I recorded this a couple days ago, maybe, and went back to put it on the PC. And it's probably one of only a handful of games where I actually did pretty well. Here in the past couple days, things have been going a whole lot better. I've stayed positive for the most part. One or two here or there that are negative, but for the first week and a half or so, God, it was brutal. It was an ugly scene. We're talking, you know, like 2 and 11s and stuff like that. I had no idea what I was doing, and I'm out there with all these people that have played Halo since the beginning. So thanks to YouTube and one commentator in particular, Miller Lightweight. He makes some outstanding videos for Halo, as well as other games. Very informative, just full of stuff that'll really help you improve your game. I was really impressed with the videos. They were entertaining, and they gave me the information that I needed. And I think by implementing some of that into my own gameplay, I've managed to come up with to play some pretty good games here. I was really impressed. So here we are with some of them. I was originally going to upload some terrible games and say, what am I doing wrong? But I think I may have figured that out already. So sorry about that. If you really want to see a bad game, let me know, and I've got enough on the file share, or whatever the hell, theater mode thing. I'm sure I can dig one up for you. That's just god awful. But this one I did pretty good. I think the final score was somewhere in the neighborhood of 26, maybe. It's hard to tell with the theater. I went through and watched and counted deaths just to check and see if my memory was correct from when I actually played the game. So, sorry for sniffing in the mic there. I'm recovering from some real nasty head congestion here, which is pretty brutal. I actually had second thoughts about recording this commentary right now, but I needed to upload another video before the week was over, and so here we are.
Lost the lead.
I really like Halo, as I said in a previous video, or maybe two even. Modern Warfare 2 is killing me, and it's not so much that I'm playing poorly, I'm not really having bad games, it's just annoying. Things are annoying me about it, and so I needed to change, just something to get away, something totally new, interesting, and different. And Halo Reach fits the bill. The people I always play Modern Warfare 2 with totally talked me into purchasing. So, and this right here, sorry to whoever that dude was, my grenade probably ultimately helped that guy kill you. That's my bad. I'm still kind of getting used to the fact that there is friendly fire involved here. As most of the games I play, there is not, unless you're in some sort of special mode that enables it. So I would love to be able to give you some tips in this gameplay and say, well, here's what I do and this is why I did it and all that. But the truth of the matter is that I'm totally shooting from the hip here. I'm just making it up as I go along, keeping it nice and aggressive, and trying to run away when I'm about to die, which was a totally new concept for me. I was used to just going out there and Ramboing it and at least getting a kill or two, which is probably not a good move in any game, but it definitely doesn't work out in the Halo series. And another thing I had a lot of trouble with was realizing that it was a lot more difficult to take on more than one person at a time than it is in other games. Like the Call of Duties, I could run into a room filled with 3 people and easily take out all 3 people without much difficulty. But there's not a chance of that happening in Halo. It's just not the way the game works. Unless they don't know what they're doing and they're not really focusing their fire on you. One of the reasons that I may have done so well in this game was I noticed that 3 of the people on the other team were all playing on the same Xbox and were more than likely handicapped by having a smaller viewable area due to the split screen. It's cool, you know, to play with your bros when they're at your house or whatever. I think that's a feature that should be in a lot more games, the split screen. It's really underused, because not everybody has online, you know, and if people are hanging out with you, you don't want to just sit there and play, let them just sit there and watch or whatever. It gets them involved in the game, which is cool. But at the same time, you know, if you're playing online, that's going to be a real handicap, and it's got to do something to your connection speed or whatever as well. That's just my opinion. I don't really know, but that would be what I would assume, because that's just more information that's having to travel over your network, internet connection, what have you. I'm not going to pretend that I'm an expert on these things, but that makes sense to me, so I'm going to go ahead and proclaim it to be so. So I was pretty stoked. I got a couple of killing sprees in this match. I think this is the first match I ever pulled off a killing spree. Until then, I was lucky to get more than one kill without dying in between. But things are going good. I really like the classic Slayer. I like the SWAT a whole lot. Not a huge fan of Slayer DMRs, because when the shield's involved, the DMR is a lot less useful. And I don't like having to hunt down weapons in the map, which in some cases, if I come across one that's cool, you know, I'll pick it up, but I don't want to have to rush to some spawn or whatever to get the sniper and all that. I'd much rather start with something that's decent and is comparable and that I'm able to use effectively without having to go and search something out. So I'll probably be uploading more Halo. I'm really enjoying it. It'll probably be one of the 2 or 3 games that I'll play until Black Ops comes out anyway. I'll more than likely just be switching between this and Bad Company 2. It's Modern Warfare. I just can't do it anymore. The few times I've tried to play, it was just, it was almost painful. It made me want to rage quit my life. Which is a little harsh, but I mean, that's just the way it is. You know, I've played so much of it that you just gotta get a change from time to time. You know, you don't want to listen to the same song all the time. You don't want to eat the same food every day, so why would you want to play the same game constantly? Some people are into that, that's cool, you know, if that's your thing, go for it. But I gotta get something different every now and then, and this fit the bill. So, I was real apprehensive about getting it. I've talked a lot of shit about Halo in the past, but I think it was less from it actually being crappy and me not liking it, and more just, you know, that I didn't know what was going on. I never really experienced it for myself. So at a 789er and Tennessee Fish and D-Rock, thanks for talking me into it. Way to go, guys. I'm having fun. So, you know. And thanks to the YouTube community for jumping on this game and posting a whole bunch of videos for it within the first couple of days, so that I could kind of get an idea of what's going on before jumping into the online world of matchmaking, which I still don't understand how that system works, but that's okay. I don't really need to understand it. I just need to be able to use it is all. If you have any tips for me for my Halo game, let me know. I would love to have them. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that are more experienced at this than I am, and so I'm always looking to improve. I would love to hear what you think about the game, what I did wrong, what I could have done better, and if I did something right, let me know so that I can make sure to do it again in the future. But yeah, and by the way, the song you're listening to here is something a buddy of mine found and hooked me up with. It's Metallica in 8-bit. The track is Master of Puppets, and I was totally stoked that he found it because it's pretty badass. It sounds like something from a boss fight in a video game from the original Nintendo, or the NES as you were. The video's coming to an end now. If you like this or whatever, just rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.